Well, good morning or good afternoon, everybody. Thank you all for coming out on this unseasonably cool August day. We'll take it. A lot going on in the city. I want to welcome Councilwoman Vicki Welch here with us and Councilman Rick Blackwell. Thank you all for being here in and around your district. And, of course, Mayor Connor is with us and Congressman Yarmouth as well. Thank you guys for being here at this great announcement today. And everybody else, Southwest Dream Team, got a lot of good folks here that have been part of this project. As everybody knows, as they move around the city, there's an awful lot going on in the city of Louisville right now. We're experiencing tremendous economic momentum, lots of new job growth, 63,000 new jobs in the last 6 years. Almost 3,000 businesses have opened. And just since 2014, we've welcomed more than $11 billion in capital investment in our city. So you can see it all over Louisville. And we want to keep that momentum going, and we want to make sure that every neighborhood is also part of that prosperity. Now, to keep all of this moving, we have to make sure that we're modernizing our transportation infrastructure so that everybody can get around the way that they need to without undue difficulty. We created the master plan for the city with our Move Louisville plan. It's a 20-year plan that brings 21st century transportation solutions to improve safety and fuel economic growth throughout all parts of Louisville Metro. So when you think about some of our transportation challenges, of course, a logical place to start would be along one of our busiest transportation corridors. And that, of course, is Dixie Highway here that has long been one of the transportation spines in the city of Louisville, going way back to the day before there were interstate highways. And the facts are that if anybody uses Dixie Highway at all, it's easy to see that we've outgrown Dixie Highway in many ways. There's safety issues, there's mobility and traffic flow challenges that we have to address on behalf of all the citizens of Louisville, particularly on for the folks that live in Shively and PRP and Valley Station and the surrounding neighborhoods. So that was a critical driver, along with our state partner and federal partner, that has led to this $50 million investment to create a new Dixie Highway, and that includes providing safer, expanded interchanges for drivers as they enter and exit the Watterson Expressway right behind us here. Obviously a critical place that both feeds people to the area and takes them away from this area. So that's part of this whole $50 million project, and that's what's underway right now. You can see the crews are already on site and are hard at work to realign the exit ramp from I-264 West to Dixie Highway North, and they're changing that into a T intersection. And Matt Bullock will tell us a little bit more about that in a second, but this project includes realigning the Watterson, as long as adding sidewalks along Dixie Highway between Heaton Road and Herbert Avenue. Now, some of the stuff that you're going to be able to see in addition to that will be concrete medians, so there's more orderly transitions from one side of Dixie Highway to another, including the turning lanes. But also, we're going to have some new investment along here that is we should really enhance traffic flow, and that will be an investment to improve signal timing and traffic flow for day-to-day traffic, but also to help move the area's first rapid bus transit line, or bus rapid transit, more quickly down down Dixie Highway. So from Dixie Highway down to Broadway will be our city's first bus rapid transit line. So that'll be something new and interesting for people to see. Should be able to move more quickly with our public transit opportunities. Mayor Sherry Connor, Shively Mayor Connor, has been a great partner on this project and all of our projects as well. So, Mayor, I'd like to say thank you for everything that you do. Let's give her a round of applause. This is a lady that loves her city and shows it all the time. I also want to thank members of the Southwest Dream Team. They have been envisioning the Southwest here in Louisville for a decade or so, and it's been fabulous to see all the progress that they've helped spearhead over this last decade. Members of the Metro Council have obviously been a big part of this as well, including Councilwoman Welch and Councilman Blackwell, who I mentioned earlier today. And then, of course, our tremendous federal partner with Congressman John Yarmuth, who has been absolutely essential to helping us secure the federal portion of the funds that make this project and the new Dixie Highway possible. So, Congressman, I'd like to thank you. If you have a few words to share with us here today.
Thank you, Mayor. This is another example of good things happening when all sorts of different partners get together, and we're proud that the federal government played a role in this new project, which will mean so much to our entire community and certainly to the southwestern part of our city. And also, it's I guess, my responsibility to remind everyone that this is the type of program that is in jeopardy right now under the Trump administration. In the Trump budget, they proposed zeroing out the Tiger program, canceling that, Tiger Grant program, as well as other transportation programs. And as we go into the budget process, the final stages of it, since we have to pass a budget or spending bills by the end of September or the government gets shut down, that we're going to be fighting to make sure that investments like these continue, because we couldn't do all this without federal investment. So anyway, it's a great day for Louisville, and Mayor, thank you for letting me say hello.
Thanks, Congressman. The infrastructure bill that he referred to is an area that we're hoping, the mayors of the city are hoping, that there can be strong bipartisan support for moving forward on something that makes sense. There's almost $5 trillion of infrastructure needs in our country right now between roads, sidewalks, bridges, airports, rail stations, etc. And we've just got to figure out a way here for us to move forward on all these projects. So we're optimistic. I know it's difficult, but I was in Washington last week, and I sensed a high level of frustration by a lot of folks, and we're hoping that that means everybody's going to start working together like we have to do in our cities day in and day out. And if anybody can be the lead on that, we know that it's our congressman here. So I'd also want to thank our partners at the Kentucky Transportation Cabinet, including our next speaker, Matt Bullock. The partnership between the Transportation Cabinet in our city obviously has to be really strong. John Callahan represents us. He was with the state and the federal transportation department. So organizing all of the transportation projects that we have in the city is no small job. And John Callahan does a great, great job for us day in and day out. John, I'd like to thank you for that, because these are huge projects that we got to keep on track. So to talk about this a little bit further from the state, please welcome Matt Bullock. Matt?
Good afternoon. As the mayor mentioned, the Kentucky Transportation Cabinet is very pleased to partner with Louisville Metro government on this project. As we all know, this ramp is a tricky maneuver for drivers exiting I-264 westbound and for drivers that are driving northbound on Dixie Highway. This ramp realignment will make arriving on Dixie Highway a safer experience for our drivers as well as our pedestrians. We studied Dixie Highway most recently from Heaton Lane to Gars Lane. We looked at 5 years of data, and in that 5 years of data, there were 693 wrecks in this section of roadway. 693. 111 of those were right there at that ramp. 91% of those were all rear-end collisions. The short merge length for any of those that came off of there is very, very short. We all know that maneuver we have to make. We have to look over our left shoulder to see if there's a car coming, and you have about 50 feet to do so. And while you're looking over your left-hand shoulder, the car in front of you may have already stopped. So that's where a lot of these rear-end collisions took place. So the new alignment, as the mayor mentioned, is going to be a T intersection, 90 degrees. So you'll come to a full stop there. You'll be able to look just to your left. You'll be able to see, and there will be a traffic signal there as well. Right now it's a yield sign. Not many people yield there. It'll be a traffic signal, so you'll stop. It'll only affect people driving northbound on Dixie Highway. To accommodate this work that has to be done on this ramp, the ramp will close for 9 consecutive days. So that'll be a Friday night start closure until through the following weekend. We don't have a timetable of when that closure will occur yet. We're supposed to get about 2 weeks' notice from our contractor, and we'll certainly let you all know when that occurs. Our improvements, as the mayor mentioned, are not just for the drivers, the motorists. It's also for pedestrians. We're going to be adding a sidewalk on the east side of the Dixie Highway through the interchange. Right now, we refer to those as goat paths, where you just see the break in the grass where people walk every day. So we're going to be having a safe connection there for the pedestrians. Just for those that are interested, the construction is going to be done by Milestone Contracting of Columbus, Indiana. And all that work is supposed to be completed for this ramp realignment and sidewalk work this November. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Matt. Appreciate that. Councilman Rick Blackwell has been super invested in the whole Dixie Highway project for years and years now. So I'd like to ask him to say a few words on behalf of the council. Councilman?
Thank you. Thank you for coming out. I am very excited about the beginning of the long awaited Dixie Do-Over. We've been working on this for, as the mayor said, for about 6 years of study and getting everything approved and so on. And so I thank our state partners, our federal partners, and our local guys, and especially John Callahan again for his work in moving this forward. He's really been awesome. So hopefully we will see, and you already see the sidewalks already halfway poured. So when you look over, you'll see what the sidewalks, and you see Milestone, I think, is doing a great job. They get in, they get their work done, and they get things cleaned up and let traffic flow through again. And that's always a concern with your constituents, is how much is this going to tie us up as we start developing this. So it will not be painless, though, as we move forward with this and as we move forward with the work on the medians and so on, and some of the changes for the bus rapid transit. It's not going to be painless. There will be times when things are tied up. As Mr. Bullock said, there's going to be 9 days when the ramp's going to be closed. So there's going to be some painful times as we hope for a better Dixie in the future. And so we're going to establish a way to address that. So any compliments that you have, you can call our office at 574-1112, and any complaints or concerns that you have, you can call the mayor's office. He'd be glad to take those. Thank you all.
All right, Councilman. Good to be on the team with you. So that's it. It's been long awaited, obviously, some of this work on Dixie Highway. So it'll be good to see when it's all finished a couple years from now. But there's no question it's underway. So I also want to thank the folks at Cottonwood Suites over here for allowing us to use some of your space here, and best wishes to you guys. All right. So with that, are there any questions on this particular project? Lawrence? The cost of the ramp project alone, Matt, do you have any idea? Is that it? Yeah. It's not even $1 million. So $750,000, give or take a couple of dollars. Okay, thanks everybody. Appreciate you coming out.